Hi, good morning, and welcome to our EEP Power Up Scenario Mondays. Trevisa Financial, we are striving to make homeownership a dream come true for everyone. And through homeownership, we're creating wealth with our innovative loan programs, such as our Earned Equity Program. What is EEP and how does it work? A government entity, which is a Native American tribe, Tule River, purchases a home selected by your home buyer. And simultaneously, while the government entity, the tribe, is closing on an FHA loan for that property, your home buyer enters into a homeownership finance agreement with a memorandum that is recorded on title to secure your home buyer's interests. The home buyer can make improvements, remodels at their liking, and they'll even receive a 1098 interest statement at the end of the year. So, what are some of our program highlights for EEP? EEP offers only 3.5% down for ITIN non-permanent resident aliens, which include DACA. We also have low and no credit score programs. We can go down to a 580 credit score. One of the big features of EEP is our 3-month bank statements program to income qualify. And not only for self-employed, but we allow for W-2 and 1099. There's also a DTI that goes 50 over 60, which is huge. There are no source or seasoning for funds to close. So if you have those home buyers that don't have the feel goods about financial institutions and they like to save their money at home, that's just perfectly fine. Bankruptcies are okay. We have all property types that are FHA approved and seller contributions up to 6% of the sales price, which helps reduce your borrower's funds to close at the end of the loan. So when you are qualifying your borrower, there are many different scenarios to look at, from the 3.5% down, ITIN, to 3 months bank statements for self-employed, W-2, 1099, seasonal gig workers, and tips that aren't claimed. We also allow gift funds, but just remember that you cannot use gift funds for reserves. Again, the max DTI is 50 over 60 with a 12-month clean VOR, and we also accept alt trade lines. So look at this ITIN competitive market. We beat our competitors in down payment amount, in the number of bank statements required, max DTI, credit score, no score, 45% self-employed expense ratio, and a tiered expense ratio. So looking at the competitors, most lenders require anything from 15 to 20% down with 12 to 24 months bank statements, 43% back-end DTI, with 700 plus credit scores. So our product is very, very competitive. And as I was mentioning before, the 45% expense ratio is for self-employed, but we also have a tiered expense ratio. So if you feel like your borrower is in a service environment with their business, have very few employees, then we can definitely take a look at that and reduce that expense ratio down to 5-10%, just depending on how many employees they have and exactly what they do for their business. For our EEP, we have an amazing support center. We have our account executives that are amazing, Ben and Norma. We have our AVP of operations, Shari, and she's amazing to schedule you at any time to help you go over our TPO platform, to getting logins and how to upload. So all those good fun times that you can sometimes struggle with. We also have a dedicated phone number and email address. So we're definitely here to support you with all of your EEP needs from beginning to end. All right, everybody, it's time for Q&A. If you have any questions, I just wanted to remind you that our chat is disabled. So raise your hands and we can talk about your questions together. So I have a question about having a condo. Yes, we do allow condos, although you want to make sure that your condo is FHA approved. And so if you don't have access to do so, you can reach out to myself or anyone on the team at any time, and we can look up to ensure that that condo is approved. Great question. Thank you. Yes, Another question about the DTIs. 50 over 60 is the highest DTI for just your standard EEP loan. Although if you are going to retain your current home, you do need to have a motivation letter, and then your DTI is maxed out at 43 over 50. So keep that in mind if your client wants to retain their current home. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us. And we will actually be out for the next week and a half. And so check back on Monday, the 13th, where we will resume our EEP Power Up series. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye bye.